But time is
Lahat ng drama, tawanan, balita at all-time favorite music hits.
On air, online, on the ground.
Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang inyong kasama. We're the place where you truly belong. Mula sa TVH Group of Networks, ito ang inyong himpilan. Ito ang inyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila. This is koolNews Primetime.
Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is Stephen the Monitoring Soul for koolNews Primetime. You're listening right here on Kool FM Manila, Kool FM Regional, and News Radio 93.1. As we bring you tonight's stories that care for you and for every Filipino. 3 individuals were arrested and 10 packs of suspected shabu were seized during a drug then buy bus operation in Tagbilaran City, Bohol. The operation was carried out at around 9:18 in Purok 6 Barangay Boy, Tagbilaran City by the PIDEA Bohol Provincial Office, Tagbilaran City Police Station, and the Bohol Maritime Police. The successful buy bust was made possible through the information from a confidential informant and a case build-up that lasted 4 weeks. During the operation, 10 packs of suspected shabu weighing approximately 10 grams were confiscated, along with various drug paraphernalia and a buy bust money. The confiscated drug evidence was turned over to the Philippine National Police Bohol Forensic Unit for proper disposition. The estimated average market value of the seized shabu is about 68,000 pesos. The authorities suspect that around 25 grams of shabu were being distributed weekly. PIDEA 7 Acting Regional Director Director 2 Alexander M. Tablate identified the main subject of the operation as an alias Rendon, 24 years old, who was alleged to be the drug den maintainer. According to the report, Rendon, a flower decorator, was a resident of Purok 6, Barangay Boy, Tagbilaran City. Also arrested were 2 individuals by their aliases Darwin, 27, and Gino, at 28. Both are residents of Barangay Cogon, Tagbilaran City. Darwin and Gino were allegedly visiting the drug den at the time of their apprehension. A case will be filed against them for allegedly violating several provisions of the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Residents and barangay leaders of San Jose del Monte are hailing the local government led by Mayor Arthur Robles and Representative Florida Lida Robes for their decisive and sustained efforts to address the long-standing water supply crisis in the city. Association of Barangay Chairman President Zosimo Lorenzo expressed deep gratitude. On April 10, 2025, the San Jose Water Board formally notified Mayor Robes of its passage of Resolution Number 15, Series of 2025, authorizing the issuance of a notice of intent to terminate its joint venture with the company supplying water to the city. The matter has been elevated to the Office of the Government Corporate Counsel for legal action. Residents pointed to years of mounting pressure and concrete actions by the LGU as key factors behind the decision. Dating back to 2019, when the reports of the poor water pressure, intermittent supply, and contaminated water first surged. In 2019, the City Council resolutions urged MWSS to reassess reduced allocations and demanded waivers of minimum fees for affected households, while water rations were dispatched to severely affected areas. During the pandemic, the LGU pressed the water company for transparency on its investment plans and billing practices. In 2022, the Robeses led the city's first water summit, while Representative Robes filed House Bill number 3788 to push for a Department of Water Resources. In 2023 to 2024, an investigative committee was formed by the Sangguniang Panlusot to scrutinize the water supply's performance. And this year, the emergency measures such as the Tawid Uhaw project and bulk water distribution programs were intensified. Representative Robes further championed the structural reform through the House Bill number 1495, or the Domestic Water Supply Act, a proposal seeking to institutionalize the national standards for water service delivery. The Mayor Robes emphasized that while water districts operate independently, the LGU, the Local Government Code's General Welfare Clause, empowered the LGU to intervene for the public's health and safety. Ten criminal investigation and detection group personnel were relieved from their posts and put under police custody for allegedly extorting 18 million pesos from individuals they arrested at a warehouse in Tondo, Manila last February. The police investigation alleged that CIDG Southern Metro Manila District Field Unit officers brought the raided warehouse's workers to their office in Taguig City, the law enforcement unit said in a statement on Thursday. In a press briefing on Thursday, Philippine National Police spokesperson Brigadier General G. Fajardo detailed that the officers allegedly demanded 18 million pesos. The spokesperson said based on the victim's statements, they were able to give the amount demanded by the CIDG officers. The CIDG said the personnel were relieved had their issued firearms and badges turned over and taken to the Philippine National Police custodial facility after the unit received the police investigation report last Monday. The Integrity Monitoring and Enforcement Group recommended administrative cases against the accused officers for grave misconduct, conduct of becoming of a police officer, and neglect of duty, according to the CIDG. The cases were recommended in relation to kidnapping and serious illegal detention, planting of evidence, and unlawful arrest. The police officers involved included 4 sergeants, 3 patrolmen, 1 colonel, 1 corporal, and 1 major. This is koolNews Primetime. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. announced on Thursday that starting in July, the interest rates for the SSS salary and calamity loans would be reduced. He said in Filipino at the 123rd Labor Day celebration in Pasay, with the help of the SSS, starting next year, those with the clean records will be able to obtain the loans from the SSS at the lower interest rate. That will go down to 8% for salary loans and 7% for calamity loans. And moreover, by the way, the spouses of deceased pensioners will also be allowed to apply for a loan up to 150,000 starting September this year. The SSS is yet to issue a statement regarding the matter. More on the election as disqualification complaints have been filed by the COMELEC against a congressional candidate in Quezon City and 2 local candidates over alleged vote buying and misuse of government resources. 2 separate petitions were lodged Thursday against Rose Nololin, who is making a second bid to represent QC's 5th Congressional District. She is accused of illegal campaigning on Monday, Thursday, and violating the Omnibus Election Code. Petitioner Ligaya Santa Ana alleged that Lynn's campaign team set up a tent near Nova Plaza Mall in Novaliches on Monday, Thursday, where they distributed free refreshments and directly solicited votes. In effect, her campaign team transformed a solemn religious holiday meant for prayer and reflection into an opportunity for electioneering, Santa Ana said. This coordinated act directly linked the giving of benefit refreshments to quench thirst in the summer heat with an appeal for votes. In doing so, Roselyn not only engaged in prohibited campaigning but also effectively offered material inducement to voters. Second complainant Karen Altal accused Lynn supporters of engaging in vote buying from March 29 to April 21. The petition claimed that attendees at several events, including Altal herself, were given free rice, cash, and camping materials. The petition read the distribution of money and material considerations by Lin or representatives during the camping period appears to be systematic and targeted at influencing voters' decisions. Lin is also known for her previous association with Pharmaceutical Corporation, which was implicated in alleged corruption during the COVID-19. Meanwhile, in Laguna, disqualification petitions were filed Thursday against incumbent Governor Ramil Hernandez and his wife, 2nd District Representative Ruf Hernandez, by a private citizen identified as Sedito Baron. He alleged that the couple who are switching positions in the upcoming election engage in vote buying by distributing t-shirts with their images, food, bottled water, and envelopes containing 2,000 pesos during a poll watchers orientation and training session. The petition also accused the couple of using government-issued health cards known as the blue cards to secure the voter support. And before we go on a break, the LTFRB on Thursday said it plans to provide 400,000 pesos to families of each deceased passengers in the fatal multi-vehicle crash along the SCTEX Expressway with 400,000 pesos. LTFRB Chair Teofilo Guadis III made the pronouncement after the highway crash triggered by a passenger bus resulted in the deaths of 10 persons and injuries to at least 37 others. Guadis said, I instructed the PAMI to immediately address the needs of those who were involved in the road crash. They should start identifying the dead bodies and then identify the families. 400,000 pesos each dead passenger. Initial investigation from Police Regional Office Central Zone showed that the accident occurred at around 12:30 p.m. on Thursday, right during the Labor Day, when the passenger bus hit an SUV which is at full stop, along with the other vehicles at the second lane in northbound of the SCTEX Toll Plaza. The strong impact resulted in a ripple effect, with the SUV also crashing into the other vehicles in front of it. Following the accident, the TOTR already ordered the suspension of the bus operator, the Solid North Bus Transit Incorporated. Coming up later on koolNews Primetime, the tariffs prompt the Bank of Japan to lower the growth forecast. Filipino-Indian community calls for global action following the attack in Pahalgam. For the sports news, the PH lifters delivered 5 golds in the World Youth and Junior Championships, and ABS-CBN Film Restoration Project ends after 14 years of service. We'll be right back after the short break. This is koolNews Primetime.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by QBA Telecom's all-new Ariasaya 30. Now with 10 gigabytes access to Mobile Legends, PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty, Wild Rift, Cookie Run Kingdom, and Clash Royale for 7 days. QBA Telecom, connecting every Filipino story.
This is Gabby Garcia for GSM Blue.
We choose the way we are. We wanna choose what's true. The best place to start is to feel what's real to you. Cause when you choose your true, your choice becomes your voice. So choose your true. Kasama ang GSM Blue. Choose your true love. Your true passion. Choose your true. One time to take action. Choose your true. Kasama ang GSM Blue.
Ikaw, what's your true? Drink responsibly.
Are you looking for a place to cool yourself down? Do you wish to find refresher that pops? Then go visit Soda Pop, Pop the party with flavor with Soda Pop. Located in the city of Taguig, Soda Pop brings you an alternative to those average milk tea shops that's too expensive. They have a wide variety of flavors including strawberry, blueberry, green apple, raspberry, to name a few. They also have 2 sizes to choose from, perfect for every scenario. Whether you can drink and chill at home or bond with your friends, Soda Pop is here to stay. Price starts at 39 pesos SRP, so you don't need to worry about your pockets going empty. So, choose Soda Pop. Pop the party with flavor, where every sip is a celebration.
Get all your fresh food essentials at Metro Supermarket. Experience sulit fresh savings with discounts of up to 50% and bundle offers on select fruits, vegetables, seafood, and meat. Shop at Metro Supermarket for all your fresh food needs at affordable, budget-friendly prices. Don't miss out on the sulit deals. Take advantage of Metro Supermarket's fresh savings promo every Thursday to Sunday. Per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB 212325 series of 2025.
Ganito ang tunog ng clogged nose. Pag sinabayan pa ng headache, hirap, di ba? Kaya pag may clogged nose and headache, decongest with Decolgen Forte, the most powerful relief versus other Decolgen formulations. With maximum decongesting action versus PE-based medicines available OTC in the Philippines. Decolgen Forte. Kahit itanong mo sa doktor,
Alagang Unilab yan.
Phenylpropanolamine, HCI, chlorphenamine, maleate, paracetamol is the generic name of Decolgen Forte. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Ano ba yan? Ang kate? Kate? Kate na nga nung ulo ko, dry pa. Nakakabawas ng ganda.
May dandruff na? May dry hair pa? Switch to Sunsilk Anti-Dandruff Shampoo. It removes visible flakes with regular use para achieve ang gandang iwas dandruff at smooth hair.
Shake and slide, gandang smooth ang hair, you can just slide.
When you use Sunsilk every day.
Yan ang gandang iwas dandruff, Sunsilk.
Ang TB ay isang seryosong sakit pero maaari itong maagapan ng maaga gamit ang X-ray. Kung may ubo na ng 2 linggo, lagnat, pagpapawis sa gabi at biglang pagbagsak ng timbang, magpatingin agad sa health center. Ang DOH po ay may libreng gamot para sa pasyenteng may TB. Magpatingin po at gawing regular ang pag-inom ng gamot. Let's be TB-free! End TB! Si Sec Ted Herbosa po ito, nagpapaalala mula sa Department of Health.
Your home for relaxing favorites. FM.
Welcome back. I'm Stephen and wanted this for koolNews Primetime. The Bank of Japan revised down its growth forecast and held interest rates steady on Thursday. It warned that the trade tariffs are fueling the global economic's uncertainty. Kazuo Ueda, the central bank's governor, said it was difficult to assess the impact of the sweeping levies imposed by the U.S. President Donald Trump and retaliatory measures by the affected nations. Ueda warned the level of uncertainty will be significant even when the overall framework of the tariffs is decided. It will still be the implementation of tariffs of an unprecedented scale. Trump's hardball campaign to rectify what he says are unfair trade imbalances, including tariffs on trading partners and imports, including steel and automobiles. The BOJ said it now expects Japan's gross domestic product to rise 0.5% in fiscal 2025, which started in April. This is lower than its previous estimate of 1.1%. In fiscal 2026, it expects GDP in the world's fourth largest economy to expand 0.7%. That is also lower than the 1% previously forecast. Japan's economic growth is likely to moderate as trade and other policies in each jurisdiction lead to a slowdown in overseas economies and to a decline in domestic corporate profits and other factors. However, factors such as accommodative financial conditions are expected to provide support, and thereafter Japan's economic growth rate is likely to rise. The BOJ's decision to stand pat on interest rates, holding them at around 0.5%, had been widely expected. This follows a two-day policy meeting. Bank officials began lifting the borrowing costs last year. That was after nearly 2 decades of ultra-loose monetary policies aimed at kickstarting torpid economic growth in Japan. Its key rate is still much lower than the U.S. Federal Reserve's 4.25 to 4.5%. Likewise, when compared to the Bank of England's 4.5%. Masamichi Adachi and Go Kurihara of UBS said ahead of the BOJ policy meeting that the market fragility and uncertainty in the global economy due to the U.S. tariff trade policies would lead the BOJ to hold the rates. Analysts including Marcel Dialant from Capital Economics said interest rate increases could still be on the table later this year. Japanese tariff talks and envoy Ryosei Akazawa will hold a second round of negotiations later Thursday in Washington. Akazawa is seeking to secure the relief from the trade levies. Filipino-Indian Commerce and Welfare Society Incorporated has condemned what it called a horrific terrorist attack in Pahalgam in the North Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir, as it called the international community to unite and denounce the assault. The Filipino-Indian community described the attack in Baisaran Valley as the deadliest in the region in more than 2 decades. The President Manjidir James Konmar said in a statement on Thursday, "We grieve with our Hindu and Indian brothers and sisters as well as with the tourists from around the world who had no inkling of the grim fate that awaited them. We call on Pakistani authorities to bring the perpetrators to justice. In a world already burdened with uncertainty and unrest, atrocities such as this are unacceptable and must not go unchallenged. In light of these facts, the international community must rise in a unified condemnation of the Pahalgam attack. The strong and meaningful action must be taken to compel Pakistan to reform its approach to terrorism and to offer a just compensation to the victims of this heinous crime." Based on the reports, the Kashmir authorities temporarily closed 48 of the 87 government authorized resorts for safety precautions after the deadly attack on tourists raised tensions between India and Pakistan. Komar said, "As Filipino Indians who have enjoyed the freedom to live and worship peacefully in the Philippines, we reaffirm our belief in the universal right to practice one's faith without fear or violence or persecution." He added, "Let the strategy not divide us but unite us in the shared resolve to confront terrorism and uphold the values of peace, dignity, and human life." The House of Representatives Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez believes that the Marcos administration's 20 peso kilo rice program is sustainable, considering the expected increase in paddy harvest arising from the improved government support for the agricultural sector. After the inauguration of the Castañas Centro Communal Irrigation System in Barangay Castañas, Sariaya, Quezon, Romualdez was also asked how solar-powered pump irrigation projects would affect the president's price program. He said that the solar irrigation project in the municipality is a big deal. What's happening out in Visayas will really be sustainable here, not just in Sariaya but in the entire Luzon. The Sariaya solar irrigation project covers 50 hectares and benefits 33 farmer families, providing a sustainable water supply while reducing their dependence on expensive diesel pumps. According to Romualdez, the NIA program is so great. It costs less and the irrigation is free through solar. He then expressed hope that the rice of at 20 pesos per kilo would soon be available in Quezon and other parts of the country as the NIA continuously builds solar-powered irrigation systems. Here's the wire. Oh, good. So, 10:54. The PNP dismissed the social media post claiming that the police held an operation at the Davao City home of the former president, Rodrigo Duterte. A statement circulating online claimed that 30 operatives from the criminal investigation or from the CIDG and the SAF personnel were monitored at the former president's home. The information supposedly came from Davao City First District Representative Paulo Duterte. Well, the CIDG Director, Major General Nicolas Torre III, denied having an operation in Davao City. Also, PNP spokesperson Brigade General Jean Fajardo said in a press briefing at Camp Karame. She said she doesn't know where the honorable congressman got the information from the CIDG personnel were there to conduct an operation. She explained he has no knowledge whatsoever about the operation allegedly conducted by the CIDG in Davao. Hindi, inubo talaga ako. The Philippines pocketed 5 gold medals on Thursday at the International Weightlifting Federation Youth and Junior World Championships in Lima, Peru. J.R. Colonia of Zamboanga City delivered 2 gold medals and a silver in the youth men 49 kilogram category in his first international competition. Alexandra Andiaz, also from Zamboanga City, dominated the youth women's 45 degrees snatch and total and was the third in the clean and jerk. Cebuano Altea Bacaro added 1 more gold medal for the Team Philippines after topping the snatch in the youth women's 40 kilogram category. She got a silver medal in total and the bronze in the clean and jerk. Sambagueña Angeline Colonia took the silver and the bronze medals in the junior women's 45 kilograms. She was the 4th in the clean and jerk. Prince Cale de Santos of Angono Rizal placed 4th in snatch and total and was the 6th in the clean and jerk in the junior men's 55 kilogram category. The national coach Christopher Boreros praised Bacalo's performance. Boreros said, "I'm extremely proud of Altea's silver finish. Her discipline, focus, and heart brought her to the podium. All I can say is, never underestimate the value of the right technique and mindset." Boreros was also with the Zamboanga City coaches Antonio Agustin, Gregorio Colonia, and Diwa de los Santos in Peru. Meanwhile, Zamboanga City Bets Rosalinda Faustino at the junior women's 49 kilograms rather. Jody Peralta in the 55 kilograms and Albert Ian de Santos will see action by Friday. For the entertainment news, after 14 years, ABS-CBN Film Restoration Project is bidding farewell to its initiatives, taking its final curtain call as project head Leo Katigbak took to Facebook on Thursday from earlier May 1 on Labor Day, announcing the news that they already ended their run last March 31, with April being primarily dedicated to staff transitions and reviewing the final projects before the official end date. He wrote, "Sadly, it is still a casualty of the efforts to close down the company in 2020 by a man who wrought havoc and killed dreams as well. For the last few months, we battled through as much as we could with what major resources were available to us. Until our very last day, we gave it our all." Katigbak noted that the project, also known as Sagi Pelikula, was able to restore more than 240 movies from as early as 1939 to reintroduce them to new audiences. The project chair also added that the advocacy will be partly sustained by the other ABS-CBN departments starting May. Katigbak then went on to thank every single person who contributed to the benefit of the digital film restoration project. One of the remastered releases under the ABS-CBN film restoration was Himala, which is the very first Tatlong Ina, Isang Anak, which both starred the late national artists for film and the broadcast arts Dola Anor. And one of the prominent in the ABS-CBN film restoration was the Shake, Rattle, and Roll in the 1980s. And if you could go back dating to the 1930s, we have Ibong Aldalna, which was originally produced by the LVN Pictures. For the final quote of tonight, brought to you by the PCFB Manila and BibleGateway.com. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6. And without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 11 o'clock Philippine Standard Time, and we will return tomorrow for more news and headlines here on koolNews. You can still send us your comments, suggestions, and feedback at tvhthephilippines@gmail.com. Still more music and more chilling here on Cool FM. This is your station. This is home. I'm Stephen the One Soul. Take care, good night, and God bless the Republic of the Philippines. Stay safe and stay healthy as well. Ciao.